Hey y'all, it's Charles, Charlie, Chuck, Chaz. How are you? I'm doing okay, doing good. After 3 bye weeks, going into the fourth week. And I guess you guys kind of know where I've been and just recovering, recuperating, and adjusting to new things in life, you know. But let's go back for the beginning of the year of 2025 in January. Now, in January 2025, I had a great time. I was living up, working and doing everything. I went to a Sweet 16 party, which was phenomenal, fantastic, and it was amazing. It was amazing in every way because one of my best friends had a Sweet 16 party. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Liam, and thank you, Brennan, for inviting me over at the Tango Cafe in Hurleyville. Completely amazing. It was a great night, star-studded and everything else. Now in February, this is where it happens. This is where it gets interesting. So here I am, living life, enjoying food, watching movies, just relaxing, getting ready for upcoming things for the year, especially with Transcending Pictures and over at Catskill International Film Festival to my gang and crew. And we just get excited and we were just living up to life. So I was eating food, I was eating the good stuff, watching movies, and then all of a sudden, my change in the use of bathroom. It gotten scary. My biorhythm has shot up. I was not really feeling too well. And on top of that, I didn't feel me. I felt like constipated, and then I start seeing what's going down there. I said, yeah, I didn't think about it, so I ignored it just for a little bit, for a little while. So there was a discoloration of my face and my eyes. And the ones who actually caught it was my boss at a local store, which will name nameless. Actually, two people, Susan and Agnes, and they saw what happened. So I didn't figure it out and everything else. I thought, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I felt good. I felt great and whatnot. And so, okay, work went on. Had a great, had a good time. Work went on. Did my thing, and having my shield on, my spear on, I soared up because I had a backbone. Okay, seriously, I still have a backbone to this day. So, anyway, they saw the discoloration. Now, the weekend comes around, so I'm with the Transcending Pictures crew, and, here's, Sonny, Andrew, Alexis, Charles, my brother. He kind of reminds me a little bit of me when I was at his age, and being so, progressively getting stuff done. We get the stuff done. We got a new cast, new crew, everything was going on. And then really, I felt really tired and felt very yellow. So I was hanging out and, ate. I was okay. It was good. It was good food over at the resort. And then I went back to work. And then Agnes and Sue said, you better get to the hospital. You better get yourself checked out. So the amazing people over in Garnett, over in Concord Road, and I have a new doctor, thank you very much. And then I went over they said, go to the hospital in Harris first. We need to talk to the oncologist. Okay, because I had my colonoscopy a couple of years ago from Dr. Eric. Totally amazing staff up in Sullivan County up here. So Dr. Eric says, you need to get down to Orange Regional Medical Center. Okay. Once that had been done, I went over there, and they said, we got to get you in immediately over in Orange Regional. So thank God to those people. And let me tell you something, that place is paradise. If you have anything wrong, their staff is totally amazing. The hospital's like paradise for healing, restoration, making the body stronger and stronger and stronger. So that happened. So I stayed about there for at least a good week and a half. They ran tests, they ran a few procedures, and they, minimized the bilirubin. They put a metal stent on my 58th birthday. Yes. So this was going from late February into March. So the specialists are totally amazing. So I can't really, it's totally amazing. These guys are the best. And I can't thank these guys enough. I can't even thank, and I thank over the rainbow with Jody Goodman and her staff up in Sullivan County. Not only that, in Orange County, these guys are the best. So after the procedure for my my stint on my 58th birthday, no less, and it's March 3rd, in the hospital, no less. I was definitely gluten-free, by the way. So it's like I was definitely gluten-free this, gluten-free that, liquids here, liquids there. I had my color coming back, so say goodbye to the jaundice. Yes, and I had jaundice. So the doctors, they took a little bit more and looked at me deeply. Another ERCP, which basically a procedure to check anything that there was like any flaws to it. They spotted 2 lesions, separate lesions on the body. I said, okay, let's do this. They did a biopsy. And I was praying for everything good. I was praying for everything that was going to come out with it. Dr. Modi told me the news that I have pancreatic cancer, stage 4. The liver is okay, thank goodness. It probably is because I think there's maybe a few cells that just went into there. But hard to progress. It's hard to process this. And I don't wish this on anybody. But it was, okay, so what steps do we need to do? So they prepped me up, did everything from A to Z. And starting like late March, I had my first chemo treatment. I didn't know how to react. It was great. First of all, there were no side effects. Side effects were good. Everything was in check. Everything was, I left it, I had a healthy life, and I went, I was still working part-time, very minimal part-time. Well, during the bye weeks, I actually got my paperwork together. Thanks for 40 years. I've got my insurance and my disabilities coming, and it's covered. So thank goodness for that. And I got amazing people, amazing staff around me right now. So I could continue to check in, and I said I text, closely to my niece Amanda, my best friend Kristen, which is practically family, Charles as well. And we all hung out, we all talked, and we're just, joking, just being, being normal, being, just feel like it's going to be another day in life. So we kept it going. By the second round of chemo, then it started to have the side effects. And I'm like, crap. I had neuropathy in my fingertips. Let me tell you, you need your fingers for touch. And it was so stinging, it was tingling, and I didn't know what to with it. So I'm always doing hot liquids or something hot so I could minimize the tingles down. And it was cold, obviously, so I really couldn't handle cold items. Okay, so we're doing that, doing the best as I can. And we're progressively doing what we have to do. Now, keep this in mind, the chemo's not too bad right now. I'm progressively handling it. I am looking forward to the cure. I'm looking forward to be cancer-free soon. And I have my doubts, but there's going to be some good days and some bad days. I got to keep cracking up, watching these crazy videos and just keeping in check with, with Charles and the awesome movie that's coming out, Where the High Ends. In fact, I was over there on another bye week for the read-in, and it was practically amazing. Just seeing the entire cast and crew there, taking some pictures. And then I start seeing another picture. Somebody took a picture of me. I think it was Adam or Simon on the side. And I said, darn, did I thin out? And man, did I thin out. I dropped some pounds. But it happens. So now for family-wise, I really haven't talked to my siblings about it. They know, I hope my father told him, but my dad knows a little bit more. And he understood. And some things have patched up. And I love him dearly. I love him unconditionally. Any things. What we have, it's like a simple quilt. Different patches, different kind of, with life and whatnot. So really, the journey is beginning. It's still a beautiful day. It's a Monday. I got a couple appointments coming up this week, which it's going to be helping me out, nutrition-wise, social work-wise. In fact, I talked to my psychologist from the New York Cancer and Blood Center, and he says, you have the brightest light ever. You're positive, you're perseverant, you're patient. And I said, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So with doing things like the check-ins and doing updates, this is what I figured. So here we are. This is the 4th week going in. I got an appointment tomorrow with teleconference, and then down with the beautiful staff down in New York Center, the New York Cancer and Blood Center, New York Cancer and Blood Center. And thank goodness I'm not getting, like I said, I'm not getting prodded with as a pincushion. I have a simple port, and it's working. So on that note, after this chemo session, I'm going to pick up from where we left off in next week. So until then, this is Chaz, Charles Martin, Charles J. Martin III, Gem 3 Productions, hanging in there, sending you my love, my patience, my peace, and everything. Love you. Peace.